You're watching KSG News, where you get all the latest updates from across the globe to help with your exam preparations. We begin with GS Paper 1. The United Nations observes 21st of March as the International Day of Forests, commemorating the green cover around the world and reiterating its importance. The theme of the International Day of Forests for 2021 is Forest Restoration, a path to recovery and well-being. The United Nations General Assembly proclaimed 21st March as the International Day of Forests in 2012. The day celebrates and raises awareness of the importance of all types of forests. On this day, countries are encouraged to undertake local, national, and international efforts to organize activities involving forests and trees, such as tree planting campaigns. The day is celebrated by the United Nations Forum on Forests and the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations in collaboration with government, the Collaborative Partnership on Forests, and other relevant organizations in the field. This year's theme aims to emphasize how restoration and sustainable management of forests can help address climate change and biodiversity crisis. It can also help produce goods and services for sustainable development, fostering an economic activity that creates jobs and improves lives. Themes of the International Day of Forests are aimed to fit into the UN Decade on Ecosystem Restoration 2021 to 2030, which calls for the protection and revival of ecosystems around the world. Talking about the forest cover in India, since independence, a fifth of India's land has consistently been under forests, despite the population increasing more than 3 times. As per the Biennial State of Forest Report 2019, India's forest cover has increased by 3,976 square kilometer or 0.56% since 2017. For the second consecutive time since 2007, the report recorded again an impressive 1,275 square kilometers in dense forest, including very dense forest with a canopy density of over 70% and moderately dense forest with a canopy density of 40 to 70%. Shifting focus to GS Paper 3, Serum Institute of India CEO Adar Poonawalla said that the company planned to start its bridging study of the Covovax vaccine soon. It will also be stockpiling doses of the vaccine starting April. Covovax is SII's version of NVX-CoV2373, the protein-based COVID-19 vaccine developed by Novavax, headquartered in the USA. Now, what is this all about? In August 2020, the two companies announced an agreement under which Novavax had given SII, or the Serum Institute of India, the license to manufacture and supply the vaccine in low and middle income countries as well as India. The agreement is expected to support the supply of a minimum of 1 billion doses of this vaccine in these regions. Like several other COVID-19 vaccines, Covovax targets the spike protein on the surface of the SARS-CoV-2 coronavirus, the protein that allows the virus to penetrate the human cell. Novavax has achieved this by engineering copies of the spike protein in the lab using the cells of a moth. Modified spike genes are placed in a baculovirus, which is known to infect insects. The virus is then used to infect the moth cells, carrying the spike gene into the cell. The cells then create the spike proteins, which are harvested. After they are purified, a certain dosage of these spike proteins is used as the vaccine. Once a person is given a shot of this vaccine, their body is expected to recognize these copies of the spike proteins as a foreign substance and build immunity against them. When the real virus tries to infect the cell, the body is expected to be able to fight it off. The vaccine recently showed an efficacy of 96.4% against mild to severe disease caused by the original strain of SARS-CoV-2 from ongoing late-stage global trials. Compared with this, Covishield, that is SII's other COVID-19 vaccine, has an efficacy around 53% when the second dose is given less than 6 weeks after the first dose, which is the regimen followed in India. The efficacy of the AstraZeneca-Oxford vaccine, which Covishield is based on, varies based on the duration between the first and the second shots and can go to nearly 79% if the gap is 12 weeks or longer. In some more updates related to GS Paper 3, the Prime Minister launched the Jal Shakti Abhiyan Catch the Rain campaign on the World Water Day on 22nd of March 2021. The historic MOU to implement the Ken-Betwa Link project, the first project of the National Perspective Plan for Interlinking of Rivers, also signed by Uttar Pradesh and Madhya Pradesh Chief Ministers at the event. Now, what is the significance of this? The campaign will be undertaken across the country in both rural and urban areas with the theme Catch the Rain Where It Falls, When It Falls. It will be implemented from this 22nd of March to 30th of November, the pre-monsoon and monsoon period in the country. It was launched as a Jan Andolan or a public movement to take water conservation at the grassroots level through people's participation. It is intended to nudge all stakeholders to create rainwater harvesting structures suitable to climatic conditions and subsoil strata to ensure proper storage of rainwater. The Ken-Betwa Link project agreement heralds the beginning of interstate cooperation to implement the vision of former Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee to carry water from areas that have surplus water to drought-prone and water-deficit areas through the interlinking of rivers. This project involves transfer of water from Ken to Betwa River through the construction of Dodhan Dam and a canal linking the two rivers, the Lower Ore Project, Kota Barrage, and Bina Complex Multi-Purpose Project. It will provide annual irrigation of 10.62 lakh hectare, drinking water supply about 62 lakh people, and also generate 103 megawatt of hydropower. Now, updates related to GS Paper 2. This is in connection with international relations. On the 21st of March 2021, the US Navy said that it will hold a major naval exercise alongside Belgium, France and Japan in the Middle East amid tensions over Iran's nuclear program in the region. The Group Arabian Sea warfare exercise will see ships from the four countries conduct drills in the Arabian Sea and the Gulf of Oman. Ships involved include the French aircraft carrier Charles de Gaulle, as well as the amphibious assault ship USS Makin Island. Now, what is this all about? The drill comes as Iran has abandoned all limits of its 2015 nuclear deal with world powers in the wake of then-President Donald Trump's 2018 decision to unilaterally withdraw from the accord. President Joe Biden has expressed a desire to return to the deal if Iran honors the deal's limit on its nuclear program. However, tensions remain high after militias in Iraq, likely backed by Iran, continue to target American interests. Biden last month launched an airstrike just over the border into Syria in retaliation, joining every American president from Ronald Reagan onward who has ordered a bombardment of countries in the Middle East. There was no immediate reaction from Iran to the naval drill. That's it in this edition of KSG News. Stay tuned for more such short, concise and informative videos. KSG India proudly announces the commencement of center batches for offline coaching at Delhi, Vijayanagar, Delhi, Rajendra Nagar, Jaipur, Bhopal and Indore centers, making sure students' health and safety and also the targeted approach towards UPSC Civil Services examination preparation. Visit www.ksgindia.com for batch queries.